We're good.
I'd like to bring this meeting to order for the Town of Brunswick Planning Board for April 18th, 2024. If everybody please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, our agenda this evening is, as it was posted on the town website and the town board, is as follows. Number one, Park East Ventures, amendment to site plan. Applicant seeks to amend the previously approved site plan application to expand an existing building and construct a staging area on property located at 1173 Hoosick Road at the intersection of Brick Church Road. Park Avenue Ventures Incorporated is the applicant. Number two, Haas site plan. This is listed as tentative. Is Mr. Haas here?
Mr. Haas is not here. He still has some work to do in front of the zoning board.
Okay. Continuing along, this is an application that seeks the construction of metal buildings for self-storage on property along Hoosick Road and Carroll's Grove Road. Jason Haas is the applicant. Number three, Lamara, amendment to site plan. That is also tentative, but I believe they're here.
Yes, they are.
Okay, the applicant seeks to amend the previously approved site plan in order to expand the building and and add additional parking on property located at 1632 Hoosick Road. Nicole Lamara is the applicant. Number four, Marie's Muse LLC site plan. Applicant seeks to construct a drive-through restaurant and retail building on the east portion of the site and a second drive-through restaurant on the western portion of the site at 727, 737 Hoosick Road and 4 Mohawk Avenue. Marie's Muse, the LLC, is the applicant. I believe that Ed, for those people that are here, is there anything to report on that? I'm jumping ahead, but I just clarify,
Yeah, I
people
mean,
here that are.
The second round of comments on the traffic report were submitted to the engineer.
Okay,
Um,
I
They're still
understand,
waiting for comments back from DOT. That's what I know.
I understand through a conversation this morning with Ron LaBerge and the engineer that they were not prepared to come here. They had no information concerning the DOT request. So they were not going to attend. They wish to be
There were some,
rescheduled for May 2nd.
But if I could, your discussion with Mr. LaBerge was on Park East Ventures. He's the designated review engineer on that application. Wayne is acting as review engineer.
I stand corrected.
For his needs.
I stand corrected. I got a little ahead of myself, sorry. Okay then. We'll start our meeting with the review and approval of the minutes of our previous meeting on April 4th, no, April 18th? Or April 4th, excuse me.
Today's the 18th.
I'll get it all together now.
Too much paperwork in the beginning.
Okay, has everybody had an opportunity to read those? And are there any corrections, additions, amendments to that? Spelling errors? Okay, hearing none, I make a motion to approve the minutes as they were submitted. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. First on our agenda is the Park East Ventures amendment to the site plan. And this, I had my information mixed up here. This is the agenda item that was discussed by Ron LaBerge and the engineer, and they have not received any information from DOT at this time, and wish to be, they assume it's going to be shortly, and would like to be rescheduled for May 2nd.
That's what I got.
Is everybody okay with that? Okay, second on our agenda is the Haas site plan. Applicant seeks to construct a metal building and self-storage on property on Hoosick Road and Carroll's Grove Road. And there is no one there for that.
No.
And that was, once again, there was a situation now, I think I got this straight, that they needed approval from the zoning board. And that meeting was Monday or Tuesday?
That was this Monday.
And they did not get approval at that point, they wanted additional information.
Correct.
So that, we can act on that anyway. So we will reschedule them. Well, we're not gonna schedule them at all at this point because they did have the public hearing, I understand, is that correct?
The public hearing is closed.
That's correct. So the zoning board did open a public hearing on the requested area variances. That was closed, but the zoning board did request additional information from the applicant as part of their deliberation. And Wayne, if I could, one of the things that the zoning board did ask for is any review comments you may have and can provide to them on the general stormwater plan. One of the issues that came up was whether the detention bond was viable in its current size, location. So if there were any review comments you could share with the zoning board, they would appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a bit of a complication with that project.
Okay.
The engineer called me and kind of told me the same thing, that the zoning board was looking for some kind of affirmation from me that that the site is viable as far as managing stormwater on the site.
Well, let me clarify. My
They haven't-
understanding is the zoning board simply asked for your comments on the general stormwater design.
Well, they haven't designed it, so I can't comment on it.
Okay.
I mean, all I could say is, if they put the right application for the type of construction, type of stormwater management, it could work. But I don't know what they're proposing.
What would be helpful for the zoning board's record, Wayne, if we could simply put that in a very short review memo or review letter and address to the zoning so they can view that, that'd be helpful.
And then they called me again and told me that they are no longer the engineer for Mr. Haas, so,
Not making this stuff up, are you?
no.
Okay.
So, despite all that, scheduling wise, the zoning board meets after the second meeting of the planning board in May, so there's no sense in having it and having him.
Yeah, I mean, just to repeat myself, we can't do anything right now. There's can't really be any action taken on this until the zoning board approves or disapproves the variances.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah,
He feels, yeah,
so,
I mean, I can give my opinion about the site and kind of the general description of what could happen there, but I don't have a design to review and comment, so.
do you have a name of a new engineer at this point? All right, then we'll just adjourn and with no date at this point. Okay, number 3 is Lamora. All right,
Good, how are you? My name is Mike Robertson, I'm from Lansing Engineering. Also here tonight with us is Dr. Nicole Lamora, the applicant, seeking approval for an addition of 1,982 square feet to increase the size of the existing building to a total of 5,466. I'm sorry.
We just go.
It's got to work closer to the mic, that's all. I can take it up for you if you'd like. Yeah, we can go up with it or just take it off the handle if you'd like.
Along with the addition, the project is also proposing an additional 15 parking stalls on site, 12 of which would be located on this area of the site, on the side of the building, and 3 additional spots would be located along the front of the parking area. They'll bring the total parking stalls on the site to 38 stalls. The required parking for the zoning is 31 stalls. We were previously here on April 4th. At that meeting, it was requested that the application be referred to the county. It's my understanding that that has been done, and the county has responded to the town with no issues on the project.
Also, just to verify that that's correct, we did get it. Basically, there's a term that the proposal does not have any major impact on county plans and that local consideration shall prevail. Would you like a copy of that? We also did receive a response back from the Brunswick, Center Brunswick Volunteer Fire Company. And they stated that it was the position of the Volunteer Fire Company of Center Brunswick that there was no concern with the proposed expansion. We get a copy of this.
I'd love to, yes, please.
All right, we'll see.
Also, it was requested of us was a stormwater analysis for the site. That has been completed and submitted to, Wayne has received that. He has looked at it, provided us comments on that stormwater analysis as well as the entire site as a whole. We were able to reply to those comments just today. We submitted back to the town a revised site plan, a comment response letter, and a revised stormwater analysis.
Okay. Just to review a couple of things regarding this, there was a discussion at our last meeting regarding the need for a public hearing. And it was up to the discretion of the board at that point. We did take a poll and we decided that there was not the need to have a second public hearing of this. So just to make the people on the board aware of that. Obviously, we just received this, but do you have any comments right now on that?
Yeah, as Mike said, I did submit review comments to them early this week on Monday. I did get a chance to review his response today. And some of the more, let's say, significant changes or additions, we did supply some exterior elevations of the building. I thought that should be reported to the board, see what it looks like as part of the site plan Briggs asked for that, so we supplied that. It revised the site plan to incorporate my comments. And all my comments have been added to the site plan. I updated the stormwater in accordance with plan review. So I really don't have anything more to add.
I would have to assume that you're satisfied with the changes that have been made on the site plan and everything you're up with.
Some things I asked for.
Do you wish to have more time to review those?
Well, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, just a little more time, but. I mean, the letter says we asked for it, but I haven't really, looked at all the plans to see if all the changes were made.
All right.
It's been about 15 minutes, so.
Okay. Is it the recommendation from you, Andy, that we give him an opportunity to do this, or can we move forward with an approval conditional on it?
That's, it's within the board's discretion.
Okay. Would you
I mean, it
feel,
looks like they added everything, just. I don't, looking at it now, I don't see any conflicts with, between stormwater and septic lines. I don't see, he did remove that one discharge point into the state right away, which technically he should go to the DOT if he's adding discharge points to their right away, because they are their own MS4. He did take that out and redirect that into the closed drainage system. I would like a little time, but it appears that looking at the site plan now, it looks like it's all there.
let me canvass the board here. Do we wish to move forward tonight on this, or would you feel more comfortable allowing Wayne to do a more thorough review? We can make a conditional, one of the conditions that a complete review be made by Wayne, if there's any corrections you have to be made.
I mean, there wouldn't be any substantive changes to the layout. I mean, the same would be, we're looking at some of the storm lines and
How do people feel about that?
I'm fine with conditional.
We got one question. Upstairs, and there's not an apartment in that.
No.
Okay.
No, I believe it's an employee break room primarily, it's some office space.
Yeah, it was all.
Stores, utilities are up there as well.
Right.
is there like a balcony or something there?
You did put that on.
They come off the break room?
Okay then, we have to do a seeker determination at this point.
Right.
So I will entertain a motion for a seeker determination.
Make a note there.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now on the approval of the site plan amendment. Obviously, one condition is that there be a complete review by the planning board engineer and if there's any, issues that they be addressed. Is there any other conditions that should be made on that? There's nothing that has to do with Mercer County Health Department or anything like that?
No, they're not changing the septic system, they're not changing the driveway,
Okay.
there's no permit issues with DEP. Need a building permit?
Does anybody have any, concerns that they want to make, conditional on this? Andy, is there anything that we're missing?
No, so we'll just confirm that the condition will be subject to all final engineering review. So we'll confirm for the record that this has been referred to the county, and the county recommendation was received. You determined that public hearing is not required. You've completed seeker, and you can move forward on acting on the application to amend the site plan.
We have a motion to approve with a condition.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? We're all set.
Thank you, very much appreciated.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Next on our agenda is the Louise News LLC, affectionately known as Chick-fil-A.
Is there an agenda available that we can see?
Excuse me?
Is there an agenda available to the public?
It's posted on the board outside.
It's on the board outside, it's just, I read it, what the entry is on the agenda. I'll read it again if you like.
It wasn't available yesterday. Thank you. If you would just reread it.
Yes, I got I think a letter on Jim on that, the timing of the agendas and so forth and so on. I'm trying to work that out a little bit better so they're posted in a more timely manner. But in this particular case, there's not a public hearing scheduled for this at all. This would strictly be, an agenda item for us to discuss, the different engineering aspects of it and the different site plan conditions. So, but there is nobody here, right? And that's
My
my
understanding.
now.
They requested the matter to be moved to the May 2nd.
Okay. So unless anybody has any discussion on this, we would have to adjourn it to May 2nd. We have no questions at this point on it. Is that correct?
Traffic study and revised traffic study has been reviewed and comments submitted to the applicant. And they're still waiting on comments from DOT.
So I was right about DOT on that.
You were, it's down the road a little ways.
Okay, all right. So that's where we are right now with that. We have not gotten returned comments on our traffic. Is there anything else? If anybody has any questions on this? And that's it for that agenda item. We will put them on for our next meeting on May 2nd.
Do we want to step back to parking suspensions with that, the Verge did not have discussion with DOT? It was just comments from the Verge had gone to the design engineer and they hadn't responded yet.
And this is regards to
Park East Venture.
Park East. As far as I know, well, what happened with that was, if you recall, last week, Ron was supposed to be here
Right,
and go through the responses. And he had a death in the family.
right.
So it was postponed to this meeting. And as far as I know, I don't think that they have responded to his
To his comments, but
comment.
yeah, I just didn't want the meeting minutes to reflect that there was some DOT comments that we were
They
reading.
didn't want to. That's
On parking.
relevant to the Marie's Muse.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you look at the site? I drove in there and looked around, and they spread some black stuff, and I don't know if it's millings from the roads or if it's from Norlake. And I don't know if it's impervious or if it will soak water up. It looks great, but I don't know what the stormwater effects will be, but I'm sure, I don't know.
All right. Does anybody else visit that site? I have to go back on the agenda. I haven't myself, but planning on going.
It's worth a ride in there, to go in the back and see what they've done.
All right, that completes our agenda for this evening. We can now move on to new business. And I believe we have a couple of things here. Now, are these? Explain these, Chuck, that you gave us, the one that the ZRE Country Storage LLC.
Yes, that is a site plan amendment and a special use permit to allow storage in business light overlay. Okay, we need a special use, it is allowed with a special use permit and a site plan.
This is located, is this in connection anywhere with the riser?
No connection
Same-
whatsoever other
same
than
road.
the same road, yeah, Tiger's Lane.
It used to be a Tybush owned it, but he sold it. I don't know who the new people are, they put a new sign or something. I have to recluse myself from right across from my house.
Okay. Anything we should know about this? Chuck?
Other than the surface is all permeable, they can. The gravel surface,
Gravel or crushed stone.
yeah.
All right.
He has located the proposed additions inside of all of the setbacks. Focusing on this area and that area. Your setback lines to the heavy gravel.
Okay.
The reason these are out from it is because it used to be a 50 foot in the previous zone. And then it was changed to business, that overlay and setback turned into 75 foot. So,
This requires no, variances if it.
no, he stayed all within the lines. He did have another setup in here which was outside of the new area. He was over in here in the
This looks almost like that. The hospice.
yeah, except for no retention pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But he doesn't have, this is not gonna be blacktop, this is gonna be all gravel, so it's
It's
all,
not going to change the surface of that.
okay. In cases like that, Wayne, is there any need for a stormwater?
If there's an acre disturbance, you would need to have a full stormwater plan and slip.
Okay.
Storage units,
I don't suspect an acre of disturbance, he's just putting slabs.
the storage units are 3,400 square feet.
Okay. Any questions on this one?
So Chuck, explain the setback again. You said the setback changed to 75?
Yeah.
Which is this. 75-foot line. Are these already there?
Yeah, I think it's existing.
They're existing for all trees.
He's not adding anything into the front setback.
Correct. What would be the right
Right
side?
on.
They'd be grandfathered in. So to speak.
Okay, I guess we should put them on the agenda sometime there, but I'm going to discuss that in a minute as far as when we're going to put them on. If you recall, we have 2 public hearings for the next meeting,
Yes, we do.
plus the fact we have 2 of the larger projects, meaning Park East Ventures and Maria's Muse. We could put them on the agenda for the 2nd. Or we could put them on for the 2nd.
That's not good.
The second meeting, which would be the 16th. Anybody have any opinions on that? Or should we, let's go through the rest of the new business and then we'll determine what's going on here. This is a site plan review. That does not-
Same project, yep.
Now, I'm a little bit confused here.
They need both a special use permit and a site plan review.
Okay, so this is a 2 separate.
No, same thing.
Okay. And they will be handled concurrently, I would assume. Okay. So now this involves a special use permit. Is there any issues with that you should know about? You have to review from the building department.
That place has been in operation for quite a few years, and we haven't had any problems with it at all. It is an allowed use in a business light overlay with the special use permit.
Okay?
I don't think this map is right.
Brian Holbritter's wrong, huh?
You know, you mean-
Well, this driveway here belongs to the house behind the garage, which is owned by the guy who owns the garage.
I was gonna say, let me pull that up.
It's not owned by Paul Bueller.
Let me do Google Earth. I'm sorry, Diamond Maps.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything.
So this isn't a
No.
driveway up to,
That's a,
this back parcel?
What's that?
There's a house, it's
There's a house here someplace, where?
off the map. This is the adjacent lot, 2 lots over is the garage.
Okay.
That sits up on the hill.
What is on the hill?
This is the driveway to the house behind that garage. I don't know if this one.
This is what I got, Dave. You'll address the stream as you see fit. There's your access road.
Yeah, this is the driveway for this house.
Mhm.
And then there.
Are we all set?
So.
Okay. Okay.
You're just picking up this driveway, is actually over this parcel.
It is partially, yeah.
Do you want to question?
I'm not supposed to speak. I'm supposed to recluse myself.
I guess we might as well just put them on the agenda for the 2nd. I mean, I don't think it's a major, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of discussion on it.
We have to have a public hearing now.
He does have the ag statement already, I think.
Yeah, it's in there.
Does this have to be, I don't know, do these things have to be reviewed by the fire company?
Well, I did not get that to them. I certainly will allow them that to.
I'm just questioning, I would assume, even
Yep.
any structures. we
Yep.
have to-
It's, gonna be important when you get a truck through there, so
Yeah,
I will
so,
get that over to them tomorrow.
okay. All right, then we will put them on the agenda. This is ZRE Country Storage LLC. So they will be added to the agenda. Is there any other new business?
I believe that was it.
Okay.
The,
I have a little bit of old business in reference to the public hearings. We did receive Mr. Florio, which is the Freedom Arms, sent a amended special use permit application to include, to basically change the proposal from just one visitor, customer a week, to allow for 3 customers per week by appointment only, and no more than 1 per day at my place of business. And we discussed that at our last meeting and recommended that he do that instead of just the 1. So that has been received. Is there any other, we did get an ag statement from that. And we also got a reply back from the county. And once again, as determined, the proposal does not have any major impact on county plans, and that local consideration shall prevail. So that should be all set to all the information required for the public hearing. And the way I understand it, that notice was sent out today for the public hearing for this and the other project.
Correct, so the official newspapers are weekly, that's already been sent to them, it should be published tomorrow. Will be mailed to the property owners within 300 feet tomorrow.
Okay. Now, in regards to the other public hearing, well, that one commences at 7:15. The one before that is the Henry Reiser minor subdivision public hearing that is scheduled for 7 p.m. There was a question on that regarding the completeness of the drawing, and it should include the entire plat that it's being subdivided from. After looking at our regulations don't call for that. They basically say it could be a portion of it. However, we recommended that he have the complete plat for submission to the county. The county could kick that back. And Mr. Reiser was told that if they did kick it back, that he'd have to come back to us again with a new site plan and to show that and go through the process. Subdivision plan. Right. So it's not required by us, however, it is strongly suggested. And I would say that because the county is not really consistent on this, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct, Chuck? That sometimes they allow some of these things to go through without it, and sometimes they require it and kick it back. So Henry's on his own on this. I mean, it is not required after going through the regulations by us. Does anybody have any comments on that? You're smiling there, Wayne.
Well, it has been an issue before, where the entire parcels haven't been shown. I just don't know what could show up by not having the entire parcel shown on the map. That's my only
Well,
comment.
it basically brings up the argument of whether we should change our requirements
I
for,
mean, what if there's an easement if there's, what if there's another tax parcel on the map that we're not seeing? You know, just
Would you like to
That's-
make a comment on the
And
legality?
I know what the reg says.
No, I have no comments.
All right. I mean, this
The
is,
board's comfortable with it, you know?
this is the subdivision regulations that we have here. And
It
the
just says
documents,
improved lots, just to show the improved lots.
it says the actual field survey of the boundary lines of that portion of the tract to be offered for sale, giving complete descriptive data for boundaries and distance made and certified by a licensed landscaper. There's nothing about the whole. Well, yeah, it's not that we always, I don't know if we've ever run into any problems with this before, have we?
Not to my knowledge.
But it's rare we have a minor subdivision where only one lot. Is you know, 2 to 3 lots and they all are having improvements made. So it's not a typical subdivision.
Are you suggesting that the board go and say, listen, we want a full thing on this particular?
Well, I mean, he could argue that he doesn't have to do that because that's what our subdivision regs say.
So that's what he's arguing, basically.
And then
He doesn't want to go through the expense of, I guess it's Brian Holbert that did that. They have to go out and do a full survey on that.
subdivision regs say that that's what we have to do.
Anybody else have any opinions on this?
It's his risk, right? County kicks it back, he starts over.
But, it doesn't, I mean, if these do start getting kicked back, we may have to consider what the county wants as far as, modifying our regulations.
Well, not only county planner, but the county clerk, because the county clerk is the one who files the map.
Right, that's what we're talking.
Not talking about the letter that comes back from county planning, we're talking about.
No, I understand, yeah, I understand. All right, then, we'll proceed along, maybe Henry will surprise us and have a full thing for the public hearing. So, he is on the public hearing, but I just wanted you to be aware of what was transpiring there, this conversation. So that's all I have on the old business. Does anybody else have anything on their old business? Does anybody have any other business? Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Anybody want to make that motion? Have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.